guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brooke and I have the channel Pure Farmhouse. It is basically, we live legit in a farmhouse, so everything we do out here is country living, simple. I also do a lot of like daily vlogs, motherhood stuff, DIY decor. I'm constantly fixing up or doing some project and like recruiting my husband to help me with it or do most of it. I do a lot of cooking, baking, wife stuff, mom stuff, farmhouse stuff, country living stuff. As you saw this morning, I get up every morning. I posted a couple videos of it, but I get up every morning with my husband at about 4:45 in the morning. We get up and then it's like 5:30 by the time he walks out the door. I make coffee, I get his lunch ready, I pack all of his stuff. That's my view. I pack all of his stuff and get him out the door, and then I sit down and have coffee. That is definitely my me time in the morning. So anyways, I went to get groceries yesterday. I went to Aldi's, I went to Walmart, and I was gone most of the weekend. It's just been super hectic around here lately. I was gone, and so instead of going to the grocery store like I usually do in the evening, I decided to go during the day with both of my kids. And every time I take them, it's not that they're bad, it's all the little like annoyances of like, okay, don't touch that, no, okay, scoot out of the way so that I can push the cart, no, please don't get off of the end of the cart because now it's heavy, no, you can't sit in the cart, no, we're not getting 5 packages of gum. It's just like all those little annoyances that I'm reminded why I go by myself. And I told Brett, I love you, but I'm not taking them with me again. Like, that is me time. That's sad that that's me time. So I'm excited to get the video started back up. I'm done talking. Let's go ahead and get all of the grocery stuff prepped, meal prepped, cooking, baking, all of that stuff I need to do today while I have a free day. So today it was kind of a rainy, crappy, gloomy kind of day. You can see my kids lounging around this morning in the living room. There was just a lot of little things to get done. Not that my house was super messy, but the dishes, the laundry, little things to get picked up on the table. It makes a huge difference. Even being gone for one full day, you would be surprised how much stuff just kind of collects on the table when you don't have time to pick it up. So the first thing that I always start with is dishes. So I'm gonna get dishes done and then just kind of work my way around. And then once everything is picked up, then I can start doing my food prep. Another thing that I try to do is rinse out my coffee pot every morning or afternoon, and it just makes it so much easier in the morning because sometimes Brett and I sleep in a little too late and we're kind of rushed in the morning, so it just makes it go a lot quicker. It just feels good to have everything like wiped down and clean. I'm also washing eggs that we have. Most of you know we have chickens, and so I'm constantly washing eggs. And Dalen decided to scribble on the outside of one of the eggs. So I always try to get the eggs cleaned and wiped down and in the fridge. It's just a lot of, like I said, a lot of little things. Refilling the soap, wiping down counters, washing down stuff. It just seems like it's nonstop. So now I'm just getting the table picked up. It was just a lot of little things that kind of get collected. Dalton's, I don't even know what he made. It was like a Lego sword. So now I'm just kind of working my way around the house, picking up the living room. I feel like it seems like the living room is messy, but it's just a lot of big blankets. And then Dalen grabbed the camera. I genuinely love that they love to be on camera. They love vlogging. They're so supportive and so sweet with my channel and, you know, making videos and stuff. And I will tell you though that I do not make them be on camera. I always tell them that if they don't want to be on camera, they don't have to be. There will sometimes be like little clips where they will be acting silly and they will ask me not to put that in, and I won't put it in because I don't ever want them to, I don't ever want to put anything out there to where they're going to look back on it and be embarrassed or upset that I put that out there, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start doing some kitchen stuff. Baking, cooking, food prep, washing vegetables. Would you like to get dressed? No. Quit, shut. You don't want to get dressed? No. Okie dokie. Alright. Let me get going on some like baking stuff, cooking stuff. Okay. Washing vegetables. Now that the house is finally clean. And here's clean, the table's clean, living room's clean, other than the boxes. And then in here, everything is clean. My laundry room. In the basement until we're ready. Yeah, I could. I'll probably go through them this evening. Well, I just took a little break to eat something, and I was just so not comfortable. And that tank top and my hair was driving me nuts. So I had to go back to a wrinkled t-shirt. It's clean, but it's wrinkled because clothes sit in my hampers for like 4 or 5 days before I put it up, so then all my stuff is wrinkly. But we don't go anywhere anyway, so does it really matter? Sure doesn't. My hair was also driving me nuts, so I put it up. Plus it's rainy, and if we're going to be running errands this evening once Brett gets home, that doesn't work out. Rain and curled hair doesn't work out. Dalton and Dalen just went outside to play for a little bit, so I made a list of all the stuff that I need to do as far as food prep goes, and I'm just gonna get started on it. So now we are doing a fruit and vegetable wash. It is a 1/4 cup of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of salt, 3 drops of essential oil, and water. And when I first started cutting, I realized that there was not enough water in it, so I ended up adding more water. That way it covered all of the fruit that we had in that bowl. I always give Dalen that that knife. It's not very sharp at all, so I always monitor her whenever they're cutting. I don't prep it like this every time. Dalen just smelled the grape. I don't do this every time, but I do try to as much as possible. It depends on what we got going on, how much stuff I got. And so you can see afterwards. I let it soak for, gosh, just a couple minutes. So next we are doing one of my absolute favorite snacks. I cannot get my kids to like it yet. We are making roasted garlic parmesan cauliflower. So it's a 1/2 cup of butter and 1 cup of Italian breadcrumbs is what I use, and then 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and you just kind of do like an assembly line. I lay foil down on a baking sheet And then once that is all done, you put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 35 minutes or so. So the next thing that I'm going to be making is one of my family's favorite recipes as a snack, and that is soft pretzels. The first time that I made this, it seemed really complicated, but the more you make it, the easier it gets. It's a lot of little steps, and it's kind of hard to explain, but I do have the recipe on my Pinterest. It is perfect and easy soft pretzels, and I have it saved under kids snacks. So Dalton's helping me scoop the dough out. That dough is going to be sitting, I already have the oven on for the cauliflower, so I'm just gonna sit that right on top of the oven so it can be in a warm place. And then I'm just getting my baking sheets ready to lay the pretzels down on. This is definitely the most complicated step out of the whole thing. And it's okay if it doesn't look perfect. Mine were definitely a little funky. After you have the dough formed into a pretzel, basically you have to drop it into a baking soda solution, which is 4 cups of water and a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and that boils, and that is what gives the outside of the pretzel its I don't want to say it's like the hard shell, but it just gives it that pretzel consistency on the outside, and then the inside will still be soft. Oh, this is the step where you get it out of the water, and it's kind of tricky, and I probably need a better spoon to get it out of, but I was having some trouble with it. I told my kids next time I'm probably going to do little pretzel bites instead of the pretzel shapes, and I think that'll be a lot easier, make a lot more, and you can even put brown sugar on it too, but I just did butter and a little bit of salt. So I got the majority of the food prep stuff. It really wasn't a whole lot. Really the only other things that I need to get done is I need to do a little bit of laundry, I need to make dinner. It is 3:06, Brett probably won't be home until 5 o'clock, so I think at around 4 I'm gonna start dinner. That way when he comes home we can eat and then go run our errands this evening. We have a couple places to go. The pretzels are done. I wanted to show you the pretzels. It is so hard to vlog on my phone. The pretzels are done, so I ended up, as you saw in the video, I ended up putting butter and then a little bit of salt on them. I don't really know what happened to this little guy, but you know, it still tastes the same. I think what I'm gonna do, oh my gosh, my stove needs to be cleaned so bad, so don't mind all of the food. We're just gonna cover that up. That's on my to-do list, but I'm not gonna get to it today. That is laundry I need to fold. That big heaping pile is laundry that I need to do. It's like never ending. So I'm actually gonna put a door here to kind of hide what I haven't done. But that's a whole nother day, whole nother project. I forgot to set out some of my chicken and hamburger meat, or else I would have cooked that today too and just had that, you know, totally ready for the week ahead. But I did want to go ahead and make my kids some homemade Play-Doh. It's hit or miss if I buy it. If we have the time, if I feel like making it, I make it. If I'm walking in the store and I see Play-Doh sitting out, I'll grab a couple. So I don't want to put off the impression that like I make everything and everything is homemade, and like it's not like that. It's sometimes I make it, sometimes I buy it. Sometimes I make pretzels, sometimes I buy them. Sometimes my kids have breakfast, you know, homemade for them, and it's a lot healthier every morning. And then there's other weeks where I'm just so tired and they have cereal and pretzels. They have cereal and Pop-Tarts and everything in moderation. My mom used to tell me that, and still does all the time. Everything in moderation. You know, you do what you have to do and you make it work, you know what I mean? So I want to go ahead and start with the Play-Doh, and I will show you how I'm making it. I do have cream of tartar, I have the salt, I have all the ingredients for it, which is another reason why I wanted to make it. So this was the Play-Doh recipe that I shared on my Instagram, and it is 1 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1/3 cup of salt, and you also need a saucepan. So what I did, since I have 2 kids and I wanted to make 2 big batches for them, I doubled the recipe. So now I mixed it all up in 1 container or in 1 bowl. Then I divided it in half, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the food coloring to 1 cup of water. And when you do that, it blends a lot better versus trying to add the food coloring at the last step. So I did pink for Dalen, and then Dalton's favorite color is orange. So I had gel food coloring this time for this color. So I just did a little drop of red and a lot of yellow, and it made a pretty orange color. So same thing, I'm adding that to 1 cup of water, and then I'm just stirring it in. Then you also add 1 tablespoon of oil. Obviously, if you're just making 1 batch, you do 1 tablespoon of oil. And then you add it to a saucepan. It was hard to stir it with 1 hand, but you just keep stirring and like, you know, mixing it together until it forms more like Play-Doh.
Oh.
It wasn't a snack I was making, it was Play-Doh. And you can kind of smell it. Yours is supposed to smell like orange. It's just a very light scent. Dalen.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And it's supposed to, you can kind of smell, yours smells like grapefruit. You smell it? And yours smells like orange. Barely smell it. I really like it. No? I don't smell it. So they are finishing up playing with Play-Doh. They have been like in and out of the house all day. And I got pretty much everything done that I wanted. There's obviously stuff that I wish I could have gotten done, but I'm probably just gonna save that for a different day. You know, I like to make a list of everything that I want to get done, but if it doesn't get done, it's okay. You know what I mean? At least I got some of it done. I've really tried over, especially this past year, just to let the little things go. Like if I don't get everything cleaned, it's okay. We also have a change of plans. I do not need to do dinner because Brett wants to order something from basically the only restaurant that delivers out to our house. So we're gonna order dinner, get some pizza, and probably call it a night.
They love eating branches.
Where's the other one?
In the coop. Yeah, they're in the coop.
Something might be wrong with it.
That's on
Don't break the branch.
getting some.
Let her eat. She's good.
I'm getting the leaves and I'm going in there to give them to the other dude.
Who is that, Callie or Hazel?
Hazel.
What?
Callie.
Oh yeah, that's Kelly.
So stay, get away from minutes. This is my normal pizza, so who took a bite of my pizza? Do you see that middle?
Dalton, you like hey, stop. I don't see it. Go sit down. I will bring you your drinks. Thank you. Tell Daddy thank you for dinner. And I'm the last one to sit down. So after dinner, I am just kind of cleaning up. Sometimes I leave the mess, not the food mess, but sometimes I leave the dishes, I leave the laundry, I just leave it all for the next morning. But tonight, and for the sake of the video I went ahead and just picked up, which makes it so much easier the next day if you can have the energy and the motivation to pick up that evening. But every day is different, every evening looks different. I just base it on what we're doing, how I feel. So even though it looks like I'm constantly picking up and stuff, and I am, I just don't want to give off the impression that, you know, my house is always picked up and everything is always, you know, baked and perfect and clean. I just base it off of what ingredients I have, what I have on hand, how I'm feeling, am I tired, what we're doing. You know, there's some days where we just hang out outside all day and, you know, nothing really gets done in the house. Laundry, though, is a constant in the house. So I'm probably gonna get some grief for this, that I'm picking up my kids' Play-Doh stuff. They're actually in the playroom picking up their mess in there, and I honestly just wanted this picked up and to have the table cleared off. So I went ahead and just picked up their Play-Doh mess and just vacuumed. So they were picking up the playroom and then getting in the shower, getting ready for bed kind of thing. So Dalton just got out of the shower, so it's time for them to brush their teeth, and I decided to take my makeup off as well. For years, I have just used lotion on a Kleenex or toilet paper. I just put a little bit of lotion on, and that's what I take my makeup off with. And then I use warm water and I wash my whole face, and then I use my face wash and lotion, and I've done that for years. I also don't wear a whole lot of face makeup, so I don't need anything too crazy to take it off with. Alright, I just got my pajamas on, my makeup off, and I am gonna call it a night. I feel like we didn't really get a whole lot of stuff done today, but it was just a lot of little things that I just needed to get caught up on, basically. In between videos, I try to post a lot on my Instagram. That way I'm constantly like keeping up with pictures and videos and stuff on my Instagram, as well as YouTube. So I'm trying to get back in it because I was gone for so long. It feels like, I feel like when you're off of social media for like a week, it feels like 3 months. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little work on my laptop as well and call it a night. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today, and I will see you in our next video.
Spiky time, and I'm gonna drink.
Bye guys. You're crazy. Don't do that to my table. Don't, buddy. This thing's a gem. Look at that. It's put together real nice.